Hey folks, Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. So I wanted to give you guys some ideas for gifts if you're still looking. Sometimes this is the time of year where you're sort of scrambling around for those last minute ideas and who to give what and what to give to who. And so anyway, I'm just keeping it simple with 6 ideas here, but they're all household appropriate. So really could be, they're pretty much gender neutral and could be used for whole household or an individual. Anyone that has a home could benefit from these products. So I want to just go over a few ideas, but also I got to give you guys an update on the Himox air filter review. A few weeks ago, I had received from the company one of their models, and they wanted me to do a full review. So now I've had some time to use it, and we've kept it running, and I've kind of figured out some of the features. So I want to do a review on that as well. So I guess let's start with the air filter. Let's do that first. So this is the Himox 06 air filter. This is the model that has an app attached to it. So if you have like a smart home and you use Alexa or any of those voice controlled options, or if you're using an app to control your lighting or any other features of your home, like your home security system, this is compatible with that. It uses the Smart Life app. This is not their largest model, so maybe their medium-sized model. And they say on the website that it takes about maybe a room, like a 250 square foot room, and can circulate the air in that room in twice in an hour, something like that. So it's definitely intended to be for smaller room use, like a bedroom perhaps. I could definitely see the application for having this running in your bedroom all night to really help with allergens. So I'll tell you what I've noticed about it so far. It's very quiet. This is on the low mode. You can't hear it. It's very quiet. But it also has a high power mode. So if I switch it up to high, it doesn't take long. And it's not screaming loud, but it's loud that you might want to turn up your TV. But the high power mode is really useful when you're cooking bacon or burning something on the stove or maybe sanding inside when you're not supposed to. So the high fan it's definitely useful to have a couple different functions, and it also has an automatic mode. So it'll kick on when it determines that the air needs more filtering. And I have to tell you something that I don't know if I can do it without laughing. I noticed that this turns on in the middle of the night because I have it over where Vigo's bed is in the corner of the living room area. And I noticed that it kicks on at night when I have it on automatic mode. And I've gone downstairs, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I can tell why it's kicked on because it kind of smells like dog fart. So if anybody has a dog that farts, your air filter is probably going to kick on into high gear. So that's just a funny side note. I didn't notice that the fan did not kick on high gear when we were doing a lot of drilling or sanding. Of course, we only did the sanding that one time, the very first day that we got the air filter. So I didn't really test this out again because we didn't sand inside again. But Brian has been drilling and has been doing a little bit of light sanding inside, but I tend to just keep this on low mode throughout the day unless I'm cooking, and then I'll put it on high mode if I start to smell a lot of food smells. So one morning I cooked bacon, smelled up the house. I put this on high, took Vigo for a walk, came back in an hour, and the smell was really diminished. I thought it made a difference. I could really tell that it wasn't like the choked up smoky bacon smell that that kind of lingers. So I could definitely tell a difference. Even though this is designed for a small area, having it running on high made a difference. The phone app is really cool. If you install it on there, the main page will tell you that your air quality is great. It measures it. It says filter remaining 85%. So it kind of gives you a sense of the filter. Like I said, I've been running this for 3 weeks straight constantly, and it's at 85%. Probably if you're looking for allergy support, I would run this in the bedroom overnight on low. If you're looking to kind of clean out the smells of the house, I would run it on high. It does seem to really work to clean out the air. So, you know, it was interesting because I didn't know what to expect. I actually didn't think I would notice a difference with an air filter, especially like a smaller sized air filter. I just didn't think I was going to notice a difference, but I feel like I really have. The only thing that hasn't made a difference on much is the overall dust level. I usually use the cast iron stove as my dust gauge because with the dog shaking in here and just the, you know, the work that we're doing inside and the stairwell and all that, like there just seems to be a general amount of dust. You know, keeping up with the vacuuming can get a lot of it off the floor, but other surfaces need a regular dusting. And so I haven't noticed an overall decrease in dust. I think a higher powered, bigger model probably would reduce that significantly. But for, I think the price point, this is about around $100. And actually I'm gonna include, the company gave me a coupon code for 5% off if you wanna order it, and I'll put that in the video description. So for the price point, and let's see, for 3 weeks, and it's at 85%, probably a filter lasts about 5 to 6 months, depending on your usage. And like I said, I've really been trying to put this to the test. Like we've been doing a lot of work inside, and I've been running it on high for some cooking. So anyway, that could be a great gift for folks. This is the Himox air filter. You know, it's something I've always put off purchasing. I just didn't think that we really needed it. And I'm actually glad that we have one now. It seems to be making a difference. So that's the Himox, guys. Check out the link in the video description and grab your coupon for 5% off. But let's go over some more gift ideas. I know you guys want to see what else I want to recommend in this video. My first gift recommendation for the kitchen area is a electric kettle. This could be for a tea drinker or a coffee drinker or just a hot cocoa drinker. And it's a really, really fast way to heat up water. This is the Beka brand, and it has a max of 1.7 liters. So it's a larger sized one. I used to have a brawn one, and it didn't quite hold as much water. What's fun about this one is that when you turn it on, it has a really cool blue light in the bottom. So that makes it really fun as well. So I would pair this, like electric kettle, with maybe some fresh ground coffee or some tea bags, and you could really have a nice little gift for a household. It does have a little bit of a filter right here to catch, like if you have hard water, some of that calcium, and then it will automatically shut off as well. So once it boils, the switch flicks off, and so it'll stop heating for you. So I'll put a link to this one, an Amazon link to it. That's where we got this one from. Next gift idea. It's another kitchen item, and I use it every day. This one was from my mom. She knows because moms know this stuff. But it's a stainless steel washcloth. So doesn't seem too great. Like why'd you want to give somebody that? Well, it works excellent. It's like a scouring pad, except it never disintegrates. It lasts forever. Like it doesn't get smaller. Like the steel wool just disappears and goes down the drain or whatever. Like who knows what's happening to all of those little metal pieces that could be sticking to your, you know, your saucepans. But if you want to clean glass, cast iron, or even steel, you can do it without scratching. This is a non-scratch. I mean, the hardness of glass is harder than these steel rings, and you just scrub. So if you ever get like that baked on blackened sugar, this just a little bit of elbow grease, you got to use some power, but this works really, really well to scrub off baked on, caked on items. You know, it's one of those things. If you are the one that does the dishes in your house, you know how much of a pain it can be to get dishes that have caked on stuff, and you use those, you know, those Scotch-Brite pads, and they like really tear up your fingers, and those even disintegrate over time. They don't last forever, but this lasts forever. Like it's stainless steel and it's chainmailed, right? So I'll put a link to this. There's a lot of these to choose from on Amazon, but this one is the heavy-duty steel washcloth. So I mean, really inexpensive and a great little stocking stuffer, but it's cool. Like I've definitely appreciated mine and use it all the time. Like I said, all the time. Can't use it on Teflon. A lot of things you can't use on Teflon. Hopefully you don't use Teflon, but stainless steel, cast iron, and glass, all of that you can use safely with the stainless steel washcloth. Another item in the kitchen, but it is not necessarily a kitchen only item, but this is something that we use mostly in the winter time, and it's one of those LED under the counter lights, and it comes with a remote. This actually was a 3-pack, and it gives you 2 options, actually 3 options for mounting. There's like the permanent route where you could, put a screw into the cabinet and really secure it there. They also give you a magnet. So it comes with a magnet and you can just stick it under the counter. And it also comes with double-sided sticky foam tape. So some people prefer that method, and you can use your double-sided sticky foam and to stick it there. Now I use the magnet because what the benefit of this LED light is that it has a charger right here. So you have a USB charge, and there's no batteries, so you don't have to worry about replacing batteries. You plug it in, it takes several hours to charge, so maybe you do that during the day when you don't need the light, and then you can stick it back up with a magnet. And then what's cool about it is that for the settings, there's an off and an on, and then there's the automatic, which the automatic is the remote control. Now the remote control does have a little, like a watch battery in it, but you can just use the remote and hit on, and there you go. And then you hit off, you can hit on, you can hit 50%, like you don't want it to be quite as bright. You can do 100%, see it get a little bit brighter there. 50%, 100%, wait, 50%, 100%. There's a lot of features on this little tiny remote. Like I don't ever use them. There's a timer, so you can have it turn off in 15 minutes. Anyhow, and one little remote powers if you're pointing at the correct LED, then it'll power that one as well. As long as the switch has to be in the auto position. It's got to be operating on that. But it's great because I use the magnet, so I can just pop them off and then stick them back on. It's very easy, and you don't even see it. Like if I had pointed it out, you probably didn't even know that we had under the light cabinets. It's mostly useful in the winter time when usually Ryan uses it the most when he gets up early for work. It's still dark. He's trying to grab a couple of things out of the kitchen without turning on all the lights in the house. And so it's perfect. Or in the morning time, you don't feel like turning on the big light and you're making your cup of tea over here and you're just thinking, I just need a little bit of light to see what I'm doing. I don't need to turn on the big kitchen lights just yet. I'm still waking up. It's perfect. So it's designed to go under the counter, but also think about it, if you can mount it any which way you want. So maybe you don't have enough light in your closet. Maybe your closet needs a little bit more light further in the corner, so you could mount it right there. And if you use the magnetic mount, you can pop it off and you're able to recharge it. So I thought this was a great, and they're super small and they're lightweight. And I've only put up 2 of them. There's one under this cabinet and there's one over by the microwave cabinet. So this one goes right here. Sometimes I knock it down when I pull the blender out and it falls down. But there's a third one. I haven't decided where to put it yet. So we'll see how much light the closet has. Maybe I'll put it in the closet. So 2 more ideas. One, we're gonna go up to the loft, okay? So this is a bedding idea. I know, unusual, but this is probably my favorite purchase of 2020. Okay, all right. So someone else likes to come up here as well. This is sort of Toonce's her own little apartment, but she likes to stay up in the loft. Yes, and I'm gonna be interrupting her slumber. But, okay, this is an idea I've been thinking of for a while and finally did the purchase on Black Friday when they were running their special. So the main blanket on our bed right now is a weighted blanket. This is a queen size weighted blanket. It weighs 35 pounds, believe it or not. Now you might be thinking, what in the world would you want a blanket heavy like that for? But There's been a lot of research for folks that have trouble sleeping. There's been a lot of research on the study of weighted blankets in improving sleep. So the company is called Luxome, Luxome. I don't have a coupon code for this one, unfortunately, but I think if you sign up for their newsletter, they do offer you an introductory, like a 10% or some kind of discount if you sign up on their mailing list. And so you might want to do that step first if you're really considering this. So this is the Luxome Bamboo Cool Sleeper. It's basically so the blanket is in two parts. You've got the blanket cover, and then you've got the weighted blanket inside. The weighted blanket in itself, what's inside the cover, is filled with a bunch of glass beads. That's what gives it the heft. And the outer cover actually is two-part. This one is the minky model, so it's kind of got like a little velvety top right here, and then the inside is bamboo. It's a little bit more breathable for folks. So if you're a hot sleeper, I would definitely recommend the bamboo for sure. So it's just, I mean, you gotta wrestle this thing to make your bed. It doesn't really go anywhere though, that's the good thing about it. So I accidentally ordered white. I thought I was getting a 2-color one, so it was confusing when I was on their website. I thought I was getting a gray and white because they show two blankets, and I thought it was just a 2-toned blanket, but in actuality, it was a 1-tone blanket, so it was just white. I probably wouldn't have ordered white. I probably would have ordered gray had I did do it again. So just be sure when you pick your colors, know that the entire blanket will be that color. It's not a 2-tone color. It does have a zipper in the bottom, which you can unzip and wash your coverlet. I've noticed a difference sleeping. I use my Garmin watch to track sleep, and I've just been getting tons of hours of sleep and not really waking up that much. Before it was like tossing and turning, but with the weight of this blanket, I could tell you that I fall asleep so fast, and I go right into a deep sleep phase immediately falling asleep. So before that, I would say I would toss and turn, and some nights it would take a long time to fall asleep, or I'd fall asleep and wake up and kind of be up for a while. But there's something about like the weight of the blanket, like I said, which is kind of like, you don't even necessarily need to be all the way under the blanket, but just having something, across you or on you a little bit, it just somehow has that effect. It's kind of an interesting concept. I'd love to hear if any of you guys have ever tried a weighted blanket or have ever heard of this concept before, because it's kind of new. I've heard of it in the last few years, but I think it's definitely making an improvement with sleep quality. So I know a lot of folks struggle with sleep quality and are looking for all those tools to help sleep better, but a combination between the weighted blanket and then the humidifier that's up in the window there, because I wanted it to kind of come down on the bed, it seems to be improving sleep. So, okay, one more product. Let's take a look. It's downstairs, and both Brian and I use it pretty regularly, and he might even use it more than me. So let's go see it. All right, I know these are one of the hot products of the year. I've seen them at Costco, so I know that they're really popular. Ours is called Daboul. This was a Black Friday purchase last year, so I felt like we got a good deal on it last year, because the first time we saw one of these was at the Ironman sports conference in Hawaii, and their models out there for the athletes and the triathletes, they were selling for $300 to $500. So what we're talking about here is one of those impact massagers. And these things are no joke. Of course, this has dog fur on it, because we use it a lot, not on the dog, but on the couch. And it's almost like, I swear, it could be like a half a horsepower on this thing. I need to probably look at the instructions. This one has 4 settings. I've noticed when I was researching these on Amazon, and I was, there's so many models out there, and how do you know which one's crap and what? So this one has 4 speeds, which is more than enough. I think we stay pretty much on 1 and 2. Like I've never even used 4 speed, so it does make some noise. Okay, and just like those, I have to do this in slow motion. So. It's pretty strong. And this is only on the speed number 1. So if you're having a sore spot, this thing will get it out for sure. It's almost a little too much sometimes, so you kind of have to start with a light touch. So that's speed number 1. Speed number 2. Speed number 3. I can't feel my hand. Okay, back to 1. Now, this model in particular comes with 5 different tip attachments. So this is the foam ball that's large. It also comes with a smaller foam ball. It comes with a blunt end, which this is what I think they had when we were demonstrating them. They were demonstrating them at the sports conference. There's a strong looking pointy one, which I think you might have to be careful with. I think that one would hurt. And then there's one that's more like a fork. So, you know, maybe you have like a larger muscle group or something like that. But this is not your 1980s body massager. This thing is really powerful. It's very, very strong. You can probably do damage if you aren't careful. So I'm not offering medical advice, but I'm just saying this has definitely helped us out a lot. You know, that long summer where Brian was lifting all those rocks, you know, using this on his back at night was definitely helpful. But I'm going to put a link on to this model that we have on Amazon, if I can find it. Hopefully they still have it available. But also there's a $100 Costco model available now. It's definitely a lot more affordable than these models you've seen over $100 in the $200 range. But they're worth it. Like if you've ever paid for a therapeutic massage, sports massage, or anything that's body work hands-on, I mean, that's $100 a pop right there. So if this saves you a trip to the chiropractor or the massage therapist, I would say it's worth it. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that list, a little bit of a rundown, some gift ideas. I also can't forget to mention that we have items for sale in our shop as well. So if you're looking for one-of-a-kind, really unusual jewelry for someone in your life that really is a fan of that style, I have a lot of earrings and necklaces to choose from in our shop, especially things that are themed with bees and flowers and gardening. So definitely check that out. There's several things to choose from there, and they're all one of a kind. I think if you want to make sure you receive it by Christmas, if you choose priority mail, I would say next week is your last week for ordering. And then if you want to get anything photo related, so a wall calendar or one of our really cool prints on metal to hang in your house, all of that has to be ordered this week in order to ensure Christmas delivery. Or if you're just ordering for yourself and it's not trying to get anything for Christmas specifically, you could order at any time. But those things are a little bit time sensitive. I think you have until December 9th to order photo items because there is a production lead time and it can take several business days. And I think this being a busy time of the year can take up to 5 days before something even ships. And so you can see how it can kind of run into that holiday. So yeah, check out our shop, guys. Hopefully you find some things there that are some last minute gift ideas. And we'll see you at the next video. Bye.